Ooh.
Woo! We are live! Oh! How are you, Joe?
Hey, man. Hey, Daniel. How you doing?
Good. It's good to see your happy, shiny, smiling face.
This whole thing?
Oh, for everybody that's out there, this is COFOH Presents. We are doing drawing live with Joe Blablazo. Whoa! Oh, dear. Do you always draw with your nostrils?
Sometimes when I'm feeling extra fancy.
Oh, fantastic. Joe, thanks for coming on and doing this. Joe here is going to be doing this fantastic live sketch. He's going to be inking, it looks like an Enigma in a pirate hat, playing with his action figures.
Let's see him. Look at him go.
Nice. Yeah, and as we know, that's pretty much how he is in his own personal time, is playing with his action figures and thinking he's a pirate.
Just a cool dude.
He is a cool dude. He is an amazing dude. And while you're getting going, we're of course, Joe is the artist on the new exciting book, The Adventures of The Enigma.
Whoa!
Which is a fantastic new kid book, featuring our friend the Enigma. I'll share with you the cover. Here's the cover art for that.
Whoa! Sass got him.
Let me turn that off so you can see a little bit more. So he's on the cover. Yeah, he's slinging some corn on the cob, in this wasp henchman's face. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting seeing your artwork. Taking my script. I'm the writer, by the way, and breathing life into it. So
I love the collaborative nature of comics and working with other artists and other writers and getting to kind of see what comes out. Right.
It's as an artist, working with writers, do you find that it's a lot of push and pull, or is it just hey, I've got some great ideas to lend to the script? How is that process for you?
I've been very fortunate that everyone I've ever done a collaboration with has been super awesome. So I've got only good things, no horror stories.
Okay,
fingers crossed.
Cool. Yeah.
Working with you is a treat. Everyone else I've worked with has been nothing but freaking sweethearts. So
nice.
I'm a lucky dude.
Yeah, you're a sweetheart as well. You're one of those diligent artists that always delivers, and it's absolutely fantastic to see your work. And it also I've known you for a few years now. See how it progresses too, which
totally.
Is nice. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So everybody out there, we have a lovely Kickstarter campaign. It's the link is streaming down below. So make sure to do a little screen grab in the comment section if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, we'd love for you to hit like and subscribe, especially on the YouTube part. I think that's a big thing. But with the Kickstarter, go to the Kickstarter, take a look and see what the incentives are. The biggest one we're really pushing is obviously the comic book. It's a kid-friendly book. One of the big themes that we really wanted to focus on was, bullying, of which so many of us have experienced, specifically when we were young and in school, and how that kind of that friction, that hurt, kind of carries on sometimes in your life, and it's a tough topic. If I've had conversations with Enigma on this issue, and one of the things that he did was he and I can't really speak for him, but one of the things that he shared with me was to deal with bullies in real life was he drew on his armor,
Yeah,
which is his tattoos.
totally.
Yeah, so that's an interesting, adaptation or coping tool for him. It hopefully we'll be able to do something like this with him next week, where I can interview him and talk about his exciting life as a sideshow performer and being on X-Files
Mm-hmm.
and touring around the world, opening up for like Lollapalooza back when that was a traveling show, and opening up for like Nine Inch Nails and I think he opened up for David Bowie at one point. And,
Wow, man.
there's a couple photos with him hanging out with Nick Cave, who I'm a huge fan of, and yeah, so it's he's had quite the life, quite the journey, and he's kind of like a walking, talking Hellboy as your best friend who doesn't need prosthetics, right?
He's the
So
real deal.
he very much is, and he's a sweetheart. He's an amazing creative person. Nowadays, and he's been working with Joe and I on the comic. I originally did. Let me pull this out. A comic book with him and some of his cohorts. Back in the day, and over the course of like the last 10 years, a book called Show Devils. So I'll just kind of hold that up, and I made sure this one's more adult. So I don't recommend it to any kids out there that might be watching.
Sorry,
But
kiddos.
yeah, it's kind of along the lines of like Devil's Rejects meets Scooby Doo. And yeah, you can see, there's a little inflection of R-rated stuff in there. But yeah, with that series, it's I think altogether it's 4 issues, and it was originally kicked off by Carl Christian Krumfoltz and I. I think it was like 11 years ago, and then I brought on for the following issues. I brought in a number of other artists to work on there, because I really wanted to make it feel like it was a world that was lived in. Their stories, and what better way to do that than to have other artists kind of breathe, their take on what these real life, sideshow superheroes were doing.
That's the coolest part, man. It's like, he's a real dude. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's and Enigma was incredibly supportive of that series too. So was everybody else involved. But I had the opportunity to work with some fantastic artists like Julian Yates and Stan Yan, Gerard Kayahue. Let's see here. Who else? Joe Oliver, Rio Burton. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a couple other artists. Dion Harris, J. James McFarland. I contributed some of the interiors to one of the stories. I think it was in issue 2, and then that was Show Devils. But yeah, concluded that story a few years ago, and that was a lot of fun. But now we've been, especially with Elise and I, and we've been doing a lot more kid friendly, stuff, because especially for me personally, I've got a bunch of nieces and nephews running around, and they're all under the age of 10, and they can't read. I don't want them to read my horror comics, because they're just not they're not old enough to appreciate that yet.
right.
I wanted to create some stuff that they could appreciate, and hopefully their friends and parents can enjoy as well, and also promote literacy amongst young people. So with Lisa and I have been working on like Stanley Kaiju.
Yeah.
and the Subterranean Bunny Defenders, which is this book, and in some of the future issues, we're going to be introducing some plot threads that bring Enigma into that world.
Oh, how fun, man!
And so I don't know how much you realize this, Joe, but our book together spins out of that.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm super pumped now. I'm extra excited.
So we're making this attempt when we can working to make this collected universe of characters, and Elise has been working on this a lot longer than I have. She's got an amazing universe of characters. I think her first book was a book called When Baked Things Attack, about a wedding party that gets assaulted by these possessed pastries, these demonic forces. And that's also a kid's comic as well, and she's currently working on that as a short film project.
No way.
Yeah, live action too. So all the pastries are going to be puppeted.
Dude, that sounds like a freaking blast.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, with that, everybody that's tuning in, make sure, feel free to bring on up that second window and, hit the Kickstarter link in the comment section. But definitely stick around. We're going to be chatting it up for about 2 hours while Joe works away. And Joe, I hope that you're going to be doing some of the tattoo puzzle pieces too.
Ooh, I'll definitely try. I got my trusty pencil because I can't do that on the first try.
Right. No, I totally.
You've drawn the man,
Yeah. I've drawn them. On this. Yeah. Look at. Of course, mine's really ripped. He's been working out on the gym on that one.
Jacked Enigma.
Yeah, he's the jacked Enigma. He's swole.
Super swole.
But yeah, he's same thing. Those puzzle pieces are so intricate. I gotta draw out my grid in graphite, and and for those covers, I was doing that on wood. You know me. I like the wood grain and stuff. So
it always looks so cool, man.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. But yeah, those puzzle pieces, man, you definitely have to pay attention, because it's like a grid, and then with the puzzle pieces, they interlocked in different ways.
Yep.
There's a flow to it.
There's definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, one thing just came to mind too for anybody out there. If you're interesting, you are interesting. Our audience is interesting.
The most interesting.
We claim to be interesting. I'm not. I've had coffee today. Yeah, that's what it is. And but Joe's the interesting one here. Look at him. Make some amazing art. But one of the things that did come to mind was when he's finished. Let us know if there's anybody out there that would like to purchase this, and we can put this up as like a private pledge item on the Kickstarter. We could do that, specifically, for you, or we can just, shoot us a direct message, and we can figure out details later. But yeah, we greatly appreciate, love the support. Somebody just commented. Oh. Nick Goins just plugged in. Hey, Joe.
Hey, man.
I think you guys met up at our COFOH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chatted for like an hour.
Yeah, Nick's a good guy. Joe, for everybody out there, Joe's had a busy year. So, you did some beer can designs.
I did.
Didn't you?
I'm still working on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like I'm doing one a month for my buddies at Woodland Empire in Boise, Idaho.
Nice. Woodland Empire is the name of the brewing company?
Yep.
Nice. Is that the website? Woodlandempire.com?
Woodlandempire.com, I believe.
Nice.
It's not on the can right here. But here's the first can I did.
Sweet. What's that front image? Is that a bat? Is that Batman?
It's some kind of something.
Oh, look at that! It's
so spooky.
It's a spooky zombie thing with wings.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this one's called Golden Heart.
Golden Heart, nice. The Woodland Empire will give you dead wings.
There you go. Brutal wings.
Brutal wings. I love it. Oh man, that's so cool. Well, and in addition to that, you're doing some artwork for Colorado Festival of Horror.
Oh yeah, so honored to be doing that. Love me some spooky.
Yes, you. Oh man, yeah. Let me tell you, your artwork is absolutely fantastic for the macabre. Bar none. Yeah, it's we can't wait to unveil Joe's designs. Some new poster art coming, some new T-shirt designs. But we can't show that just yet. There's some really nifty things, some cool stuff.
I'm excited.
We're gonna roll out here. Oh, I love your texturing.
Thanks.
Yeah. Man, that's a hell of a pirate. Is that a pirate hat?
Oh yeah.
Nice. You could always give it like the aluminum foil texture, Maybe he's keeping out the radio waves.
Yeah, you don't want those aliens reading the deepest thoughts of the Enigma.
No, he has some deep thoughts. When you sit down and talk to him, they are deep. But Enigma's just absolutely such a awesome talent. Now, Joe, now you harken back. Is it Texas? Is that right?
Yes, I'm from originally from El Paso, Texas.
Nice. So that's where your origin really takes place.
That's the origin story. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, because you grew up drawing on matchbooks.
My uncle used to own a little mini mart, and I would work there in the morning, make the coffee, bring in the papers, stock the shelves, whatever he needed me to do. But whenever there wasn't anything to do, and I was just kind of sitting around, he would when he broke open the cigarette cartons, instead of like opening them up and stocking them and throwing them in the trash, he would like open the boxes nicely so they weren't all torn up.
Yeah.
Undo them so they would open up flat, and then he would have me draw monsters on them, and then he started hanging them up around the cash register.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It's like in heaven, just of course, like my uncle and my aunt just showering me with monster praise. It's like, yeah.
That's awesome. It's so good that your family members were really supportive, from early onset, right?
Yeah, it's maybe they didn't always understand me, but they were like, "You'll do it, you got it." So yeah, appreciate the support, even though they maybe sometimes couldn't really get where I was coming from, but love that love.
Yeah, well, it's so crucial, I think, to young people, developing, trying to figure out their way and things, and I think even in adolescence, you especially need that, because your world just suddenly gets turned over, and you're dealing with all kinds of new emotions and everything like that, and a lot of great things and a lot of bad things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and from there too, you were a teacher with elementary kids, and then later with high school kids. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Right out of college, I just happened to, luckily, was talking to a principal, and he was telling me how they just lost their art teacher. And I was like, huh, I'm getting my degree in art. What do you think of that?
Oh,
And so he brought me on at first, kind of just like a part-time position. Cool. I was doing like first and second grade art in the morning, and then high school art in the afternoon. Wow. And I guess I did a good job because they asked me back the next year and gave me like a full load. And I got to, but it was the focus was mainly on the 6th to 12th grade art teacher.
Cool.
And that was a lot of fun. It was really cool. So you get to meet with, like, when you meet someone, as opposed to like when you see their art, it just gives you like it's like a different way of getting to know someone. So like, it's a fun way to get to know these kids in ways maybe they weren't able or weren't able to express with words, but they could express with their art, and it was cool to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I was a pushover teacher. As long as you did the work, you were fine. But man, it was just exciting to see the work that these kids are coming up with, where they're coming from, like having them explain it.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was I love that. It's like whenever I talk to my dad sometimes, and I tell him how like I collect I'm collecting experiences, collecting perspectives, because it's exciting. And yeah, kids' perspectives are just as valid. They're they got so much to say, and like you said, they're going through like a metamorphosis, and that's scary. So having outlets to kind of like try to figure that out, and getting, like I said, getting to be a part of that, even if it's just giving them a thumbs up. That was really cool. It's cool to be part of.
Nice. That's cool. It sounds like you had a lot of fun, but it also brought its own challenges.
Oh yeah, it's a full-time job, man. Like it was tough to be an artist and a teacher. All those teachers out there, mad props. That's like
nice.
So much work for people that won't appreciate it till way down the line.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Being a teacher, that is one of the toughest jobs, I think, for anybody. And these days, so many resources are being lost, and class sizes are increasing, and teachers just aren't available. Of course, COVID had just compounded,
right?
To no end. It's been absolutely staggering. So my heart goes out to teachers and the impossible job that they have to take on. Drago just chimed in. So nice drawing. So very.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So thanks, Drago.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
And no, go ahead.
What's that?
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go for it.
Oh, no. I'm collecting my thoughts, which, as we all know, there's not much rolling around. You can kind of hear them shake around. They're like marbles at best. But one of the things too that I wanted to point out is when you go to the Kickstarter, there is an incentive in there, one of the tiers, where you can get a custom sketch from Joe Blablazo. So,
yeah.
So that's one of the incentives. I think we've got a couple buddies that have signed up for that.
Nice.
So when that wraps up, we'll be able to connect them with you, or I guess we can also do that early, so you can get a head start on that. Yeah. Drago replied, "Love hand drawn art and lithograph prints."
Oh, dude, lithograph. I got to do a couple of those when I was in school.
Nice.
That's so fun. I did it with we did them on these aluminum plates, and you instead of the big old stones, they had the stones,
right?
But they're having us try these aluminum plate versions. I don't know if it was new at the time. I'm kind of old. That might be the standard now. I don't know, but
I think you're younger than me, right? Aren't you? You're still what? You're 40 now, or
190 now?
Oh, shut up! I'm the dirt guy. Yeah. I'm 45, you young bastard.
It's me, Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button. Nice. God, I remember that David Fincher film.
Yeah, man. What a guy, that Benjamin Button.
That Benjamin Button. Oh, jeez. So, oh, jeez. Yeah, Drago's just sent us. I lost a Todd McFarlane print in a fire of spawn. I cried. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. One, I'm sorry that you had a fire. I hope you're okay, Drago. But yeah, a McFarlane print. Jeez.
Oof, that hurts. Yeah.
I hope it wasn't like a house fire or anything, too devastating. I hope you're okay. Jeez. Yeah.
Hey, man.
I've had a couple acquaintances, I think, over the last year or two that have lost, their possessions due to a house fire.
Oh, jeez.
So that's
be careful out there.
It's tough. Well, and then of course, we've got I think friends, Joe, that lost their everything in the Boulder County fire.
Oh yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah, God, around the beginning of January, just after Christmas. It fucking so devastating.
Yeah,
so,
and it was like it felt hopeless because that wind. It was like the windiest day in town.
Yeah.
And dry, and I think it was like we got our first snow that kind of helped it out a bunch, right?
Yeah. I talked to Nick because he's I think the next county over in the mountains. Him and his wife Amber, and they said they were pretty good, but they could definitely see the flames from where they were. Had a few other friends that they were just blocks away from having to evacuate. I think there was one friend where their parents lost everything, so they're looking at seeing if they can rebuild and everything. But yeah, oh man, so devastating. Yeah, looks like Drago chimed in. Was a numbered print I picked up for $5 at a flea market. Oh, that was a good find.
That's a good find, yeah.
And yeah, the fire, it was a house fire. Oh, so I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. That's devastating. I hope good things are happening to you now.
Yeah, man.
We love you, buddy. Yeah. So yeah. The world's getting tough. You got Ukraine and all that stuff, and just amazing amounts of creepy bad guys. Ultimate bullies.
Yep.
I hate to bring it back to the book, but that's kind of the running theme with the Adventures of the Enigma, this first book anyway. That was a big topic that as a writer I wanted to tackle, and I thought it would lend itself pretty well to a lot of situations with kids in school these days, and even like stuff like you hear of like bullying online, and these poor kids at such young ages even committing suicide over stuff like this, and then also not being able to deal with depression Yeah, it's just so tough. So that and reading and literacy is always an interest of mine. Making sure my nieces and nephews read, which luckily their parents are amazing. They I think my niece Grace, she was speaking French and signing while she was learning to speak English too.
Whoa.
As just a little wee toddler. So she could sign before she could speak, which was absolutely fantastic. She is so sharp. And you'll love this joke. So when she was an infant, she liked nobody except her papa, my brother-in-law Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And even well, yeah, I mean, she warmed up to her mom because she's mom. But this is her as an infant, just screamed at me all the time, screamed at my mom, her grandmother, and really did not want to be taken care of by anybody. And one day, my sister and her husband, they needed to have some alone time, and
you gotta.
Yeah, go out on a date. So I offered to babysit. It was the first time I ever babysat an infant. And all she did was cry and stuff. And I'm such a jerk, but all I did was just like, yeah, that's fine. You cry. I can outlast you. I mean, you're just an infant. So she eventually got exhausted. I gave her a bunch of toys to play with. Some stuff calmed her down, some stuff didn't, and then finally turned on Netflix, and Justice League Unlimited was playing, and at that age she probably just saw the bright flashing moving colors and stuff, and she stopped. She's just sat in my lap and just watched Justice League cartoons with me all afternoon.
That works for me when I'm crying too.
Well, I'll make sure to make note of that. It's like, you okay, buddy? You having a hard day?
I just need some Justice League.
I'll just put you right next to me. You want an Oreo, buddy?
that would, all those things would work. I'm pretty easy.
Yeah, me too. Elise knows this very well. Like, okay, you want some Godzilla movies? Okay, bud. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when she was learning to speak, one of the things I remember her saying was Booster Gold.
No way.
Yeah. She didn't, obviously she learned Batman, or not Batman, but Mama and Dada and all that, and a few other keywords. But apparently we watched enough, me and her dad, my brother-in-law Lawrence, watched enough Justice League Unlimited with enough episodes of Booster Gold
to make a new little fan.
Yeah, she knew the obscure names. I was like, wow, that's really cool. Jake just chimed in. He says, howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy, Jake.
Howdy, Jake.
But kids are amazing.
Not enough.
I love them. They never cease to surprise you.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Drago says, sup, Jake. They must be friends.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah. Jake says, looking good. Oh, is this might be a relative, Irma?
Hey, that's my mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom Blablazo.
Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, we mentioned earlier that your family is incredibly supportive of all the creative stuff that you do.
They are. I'm a lucky dude.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's so needed. I mean, we went over that, but yeah, it's incredibly crucial for anybody's upbringing, to have that support. But I just so happen one of the incentives we have on the Kickstarter as well, along with the comic books, is the collectible Enigma.
Whoa!
So this is a collector's item produced from Distortions Unlimited, and it is sculpted, originally sculpted by Jordu Shell, who is the designer. He designed the Avatar Na'vi characters for the James Cameron film. Yeah. So, fun thing about Jordu, hopefully I'll be able to interview him at some point, probably on COFOH Live and Undead at some point. But he got his start with Distortions Unlimited, the animatronic company up in Greeley, Colorado. And that's where I grew up. In that area. I grew up in Crosier, which is 9 miles east of there. Kind of a small farming community. And with Jordu, he got his start at Distortions, and then from there he moved out to Hollywood and has been one of the fastest, most amazing sculptors and concept artists, out there. And he's also a hilarious guy. He's one guy that talks more than Enigma. Yeah. Clearly, I do a lot of talking, as everybody can see. I can't shut up. Enigma does a lot more talking than I can, and Jordu, he's just a mile a minute, and he's got great taste in music. Love to talk about. Last time I saw him, it's been in person. It was like 11 years ago, and I remember he was talking about Brian Eno at the time, and I met him though on the set of Distortions Unlimited's reality show, Making Monsters, that was on Travel Channel. So I was
so familiar.
Yeah. I was on an episode. Enigma was featured in the episode. Back then I did the comic books for Distortions, and I wrote and illustrated them, and my friend Peter Palmiotti inked them. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, for that episode, Jordu sculpted this.
It's so cool.
Yeah, with as an incentive, you can get one of these for yourself. It's a display piece. You can wear it, but it's more of a collector's item than anything. And it's really cool. But yeah, man, I'm trying to think what else did they do for that episode of Making Monsters. I think they created some aliens too. Like Jordu had to sculpt everything.
And he did it right there?
Yeah, well, it's the magic of television, right? So, it looks like 22-minute episode, right? Mm-hmm. Or no, 44-minute episode, because it was a full hour. Sorry, I got to drink some water. I'm getting a little parched.
You gotta.
But stay hydrated, kids. But yeah, but with Making Monsters, they had 3 seasons, and Distortions is amazing. The owner, Ed Edmonds, and his wife Marcia, they have an amazing team. Janine Johnson up there, and Mike Glover, Mondo and his brothers. Just an amazing fabrication crew, and they're such big personalities. Ed, especially, is such a huge personality, and he's so much fun to hang out with and get to know. Fun thing about Distortions, I grew up around them. Their first studio was in Crosier, Colorado, where I grew up. And they were only there like maybe a couple years or so. And I think at age 5, I strolled down a couple blocks to where their studio was, and I was one of those kids that would dumpster dive for their rejects and stuff. So I'd dive in and pull out these nasty latex throwaways,
dude,
and
That's
stuff.
a treasure trove of dumpster diving.
Yeah. One time he caught me and he scared me away. He was, back then, I mean, age 5, I was like, yay high. And he's this big, towering, long-haired, bearded guy, so he's pretty spooky for a 5-year-old. While I'm dumpster diving for his spooky rejects, right?
Yeah.
So like years later, I made friends with him. I had a performance group called OFM where we did big latex monster outfit, choreographed samurai sword fighting stuff, and we'd have like blood cannons hooked up, and we had a band doing the live musical scores, kind of like the B-movie Circus Olay Guar.
Yeah, I was gonna say very Guar-esque.
Yeah, very, very much so. We did that for about 8 years, and I would get my my latex from Distortions. So it was a lot cheaper for me to buy in large quantities from them than to buy through an art supply store, which
That makes sense.
in pints. Yeah, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's how I got to know Ed and the crew, and I pitched them on the idea of, hey, let's do a comic book series based on your catalog of animatronic monsters, because they were all their original characters, and that was fun. So got to do that, got to be on the TV show, and we still do stuff together, obviously,
Yeah, how cool.
After the Kickstarter, goes, then I gotta deliver that order, get those masks out to all you amazing people out there.
Oh yeah, I love you all so much.
Yeah. So the Kickstarter link, like I said, it's in the comment section at the very top. You probably have to scroll a little bit. Let me throw it out there again. It is scrolling at the ticker at the bottom there of our live broadcast. Joe, your artwork is looking amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. So are you using a brush pen? What are you using?
I'm just using just these little Faber-Castell. You get them at Hobby Lobby, usually in a mixed pack. I usually get a pack for Christmas. Just
nice.
I got that supportive family again. Send me art supplies.
Nice, that's cool.
And I'm not too terribly picky about what I use. But these are usually whenever I'm inking, I got some kind of liner and then nice little brushy for the fat areas.
No.
Or if I just need like a wisp.
Yeah.
Or spot blacks. Don't want to use a tiny little liner to spot blacks.
So you said you're not picky on the tools that you use, but you also do a lot of digital artwork as well.
Yeah, I got an iPad like 2 years ago, and I've been kind of like figuring out how to use that tool, how I most effectively use that tool, and it's been a super blast, man. It's a game changer in a lot of ways. But I do find myself a lot going back to paper just because there's something I don't know what's the word, primal.
Yeah, tactile.
Yeah, getting your hands on something. I don't know the way a pen feels. It's gliding across paper. There's nothing. I can't think of anything to compare it to, but it's not the same on like a glass screen or,
Right. Yeah. I'm very old school in that regards as well. I like, the tangible artifact. I like to be able to grip that stuff and work on that. And our friend Hugo just contributed. Hugo, if you are listening, thank you so much for
Hugo
Kickstarter. Incidentally, Joe, you might have met Hugo. He's a local comic book writer.
It's hard because like when you're friends with other artists on Facebook and looking at your stuff, I'm like, I know the face, I know the name,
Yeah.
Have we met in person?
Yeah. So he's worked with, and Hugo, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably going to butcher your last name. Hugo, is it Henriette? I know I said that completely wrong. He does have a pen name. And he did a book, Milagro, with, what was it? Matt Streckmine and Ross Radke. Radke was the artist, and it's a lucha libre dramatic piece, kind of set against the world of Mexican wrestling, right?
That's awesome.
It's kind of big and absurdist a little bit and stuff. But sorry, everything's drying out. I'm an old crotchety man, and everything's just cracking. But that's what you get when all I do is talk, right? So, but yeah, man, that's looking. I love how you use your the blacks, and you're building up that contrast. Oh man, look at that toy. It's some kind of like insectosaurs or something like that. What was? Didn't we, growing up, didn't we have? And this is I think I'm a few years older than you. You look so young.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a young bouncy baby boy who's done a lot in his life. And yeah, didn't we have like some insectosaurs or something? Like little, they were like kind of. What was the closest reference? Maybe like Thundercats, but with big bug eyes and stuff.
Oh.
Kind of that type of mythology. But the action figures were kind of very similar, to that. I think obviously Thundercats, cats, right?
Yeah. Thunderbugs.
Yeah, these guys were like more in like armor and stuff because bugs, shells.
Yeah. You got it.
So. I can't remember that, but that's kind of what that toy or Micronauts.
Micronauts, that I do recognize.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit more accurate to that is Micronauts because I think they had like an ambush bug type character or something.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but oh God, the '80s were awesome with toys. Let's not do a nostalgia thing. That's just we got people in the entertainment industry that are our age, constantly just digging that 80s mind, right? Because nostalgia is such an easy thing to connect to because you already have that connection. It's just digging it up again. It's like, oh, you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like
it works.
It does. It really does. It's a narcotic. And by all means, I am susceptible to that.
Oh, yes.
Very much so.
Same.
But, God, I forgot where I was going with that. Typical of me. Yeah.
That age getting you again.
Yeah, age is just creeping up. It's just knocking at the door. It's like, hey, you're getting older. You know what else is around the corner? Death! It's like,
and then a guitar solo plays and flames shoot out.
Exactly. Because that's my reference to the band Death.
Yeah.
Not the metal band. I mostly know the proto punk band.
Both good.
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, yeah, good times. Good times. Man, look at that. So, as an artist, Joe, you did like the under sketch and everything, got that printed out ready to go for here. When you go to ink, are you able to really embellish things?
Yeah, I think my pencils are very sloppy. They're all over the place. They look like a doctor's prescription pad. So inking is where I really get to
right,
let it loose a little bit. And I try not to also get too crazy with the pencils, just because if they're super nice pencils, I'm just gonna ink them normal, and then I don't get to put my little soul into it, and then it just looks real stiff. So I try to keep my pencils loose, and I try not to be so married to the pencils that my inks just look stiff. I try not to. Doesn't mean it always happens, but I try my best to make fun stuff.
Yeah, well, the undersketch, it's basically a loose blueprint, right?
Right.
Okay, here's the stuff that you need to know, and then that's one thing I like about the inks. It's just like, okay, now let's get really flamboyant.
Let's get weird.
Yeah, let's get weird. Yeah. So that's really fun and cool. It's free,
Totally.
Do you ever find this, that you're sitting there sketching and drawing, and then all of a sudden, like, hours and hours have gone by, and you don't realize it?
Oh yeah, that's how I was to be honest a little nervous about this, because whenever I draw, I usually just like crawl into a dark corner and hunch over for hours, and no one hears from me, and then I kind of have to like relearn to be social right after. So like,
you gotta creep out. It's like, what is?
What are words? What does my voice sound like?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I have that problem too. To a little bit, but not too bad, I guess. We're constantly just going from one thing to the next, and just so I really don't have time to lose that that social aspect. But I do really like the idea of like, hey, I can just, for like 8 hours, I'm just gonna be able to draw. I haven't been able to have that for a while.
That is one of the nice things about the iPad, like doing the digital stuff, is just like being able to do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Not like I can't do that with pencil or paper or anything, but then I'm just carrying around papers and pencils and pens everywhere. So it's nice to just have like one thing that is, like for comics, being able to color and ink and do all that on one file is, compared to like how we normally do it, which is like draw it on paper, then scan it, then go and clean it up, then color it. Yeah. So it's like, it's been a real time saver. That's the way it's been a game changer, is just like how quickly I can get stuff done, which is good, because I'm sometimes not very quick. I can be pretty slow, so it's nice to have chop off the minutes whenever I can.
Yeah, Elise has been kind of getting me to or nudging me to go more digital, which is great. That idea of like, quickness and everything. So I've been playing around with her iPad, and I can't remember what she's got, if it's like Sketch or I think it's Procreate.
Yeah, Procreate's the one that's my go-to.
Okay. And so I'm still like learning the basics. Still haven't gotten the layers down. I can sit there and doodle to no end on there. I have a hard time of like saying, it's like, okay, when is this done? But my problem is, it's like, okay, you never created any layers, so everything exists in one layer. You're an idiot. And it's like, I have to sit there and look myself in the mirror. It's like, you're right. But anyway, that's my biggest problem, is just that learning curve.
Yeah, there was a bit of a learning curve, because I think like my brain tried to like be like, Photoshop does it this way, so that this might be it, but it's like they're different. They're different beasts. There's some overlap.
Okay.
But just like the way you go about doing certain things is a little different, or it's called something different. So it's just that. Also, it doesn't have as many of the tools as Photoshop, so you find yourself MacGyvering ways once you get like familiar enough with the tools, and you're like, all right, I think I can figure this out, which is also really fun.
Yeah.
It's like solving a puzzle and drawing.
Right. Most definitely. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just need to stick with it and keep going. I keep getting a little hung up on. I think for me, I just got no confidence in myself when it comes to picking up a new tool like that, which is weird. Like, oh, sorry, I dropped a cord. So off camera for a second. But like, it's really weird because I can edit film on Premiere, and by no means am I good, but I can do enough that I can at least have a rough cut of something or a film or whatever I'm working on, and then somebody who's much more gifted can come along and have a good gut laugh and then polish it up for me. So sorry, kind of adjusting, sitting. My butt's going to sleep. Are you okay over there? How are you doing?
I'm doing my butt presses as I draw, so I'm staying firm, staying strong.
Well, let me know if you need a little break or something. And I can cover for you. I can't digitally reach out and continue the drawing, but I can always interject some interesting musings. No, probably not. But I can fill the space with a little noise if you need to leave.
I'm doing good right now. Thank you, though.
Okay. But yeah. So everybody that's tuning in, we're just to recap. Joe and I have a wonderful comic book called The Adventures of The Enigma, and we have a Kickstarter. It's live. The link is in the comment section for Facebook and for YouTube. It's also, we've got it scrolling down below on the ticker, that's ticking by. So if you want to do, definitely check it out. You can do a little screen grab and go to that. But the comics, absolutely wonderful. Joe's art is fantastic. He had the misfortune of me writing the script. But
great script.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. But it is an all ages book. It does deal with anti-bullying themes. But essentially, what is it about? A young boy befriends our real life friend, the Enigma. Mm-hmm. And, the superhero that he is, the super sideshow superhero. In this town, Enigma helps him kind of navigate how to engage and deal with bullies that don't lead to violence. And then here comes along real bullies, like these wasp weirdo henchmen, and
they're the worst.
They are the worst. Wasps are the jerks of the insect world in real life. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of carried that over into this book, and it deals with some bullying issues and making friends and kind of how being that outsider and everything, and of course Enigma being Enigma, he comes from that circus sideshow world, and that also loosely ties into our Stanley Kaiju world as well. So and currently I'm just starting to illustrate issue 2 of Stanley Kaiju. We've got this wonderful interconnected kid-friendly universe, and why not? If the Marvel movies can do it, then if Marvel can do it, DC can do it, and a lot of other companies can do it with their superheroes. It's like, why can't we do it with little independent, publishing efforts and stuff?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. We definitely need your support. It's great literacy reading material. Get the kids reading. Get them away from watching the YouTube videos where they watch people open presents or something. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. I did not know that. I just learned about that, so that's interesting.
That
I
is
knew
interesting. They just presents.
present. I guess it's the excitement. It's like, oh, somebody's like, it's like kind of living vicariously through them. That's I might be projecting. I don't know. That that's my takeaway. But you see, kids watching people play video games, right? And
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
yeah, I was like, oh, it's weird. Don't you want to play the video game? And yeah, I talked to a friend I think the other day, and he's an older guy. He's in his 50s. He's like, yeah, I came across YouTube videos of guys playing the games I was really into, and he's like, I got hooked on that. And he's like, there's something there. There's either nostalgia or just just realizing it's like, oh, they got to a level I never could get to, or just yeah. And when it's like group play, those type of videos, just watching that, it's like, yeah, there's a camaraderie to it as well.
Yeah, a connection. Yeah.
Wow. So if you're able to, it's anyway, it's something that I was kind of caught me a little off guard, but it's a thing, and people love it and stuff. But anyway, for kids, it's like, hey, you're watching too much, YouTube channel, or maybe you're playing too many video games. I don't know.
Read this cool book.
Yeah, there's this cool book, which probably also feeds right back into your video game. Because Enigma is a walking video game character.
He's the best.
But I think that's kind of the beauty of the day and age that we live in, is there's so many as far as like our favorite media and mediums, there's so much amazing content in there, and all these different platforms and all these different medias. Whether it's video games or comics or TV or YouTube videos, or books, especially just regular books. There's just so many amazing possibilities, and so many things that you can plug into and lose yourself in everything. So but with literacy, it's a way to learn how to read and how to better communicate with your fellow person.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things too, is like, some of the best ways to convey new ideas and concepts and problem solving tools is storytelling.
And you get to have stories with these cool characters who are also a real person.
Yeah.
Not just a real person, a real, like you said, like a superhero, like a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That's like I don't know, like if something like this was happening when I was a kid, with probably even still with the Enigma, he's timeless. I remember from watching him on X-Files as a kid. So like, oh man, if this was like around when I was a kid, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, most definitely. The fun thing with Enigma, it's like having your imaginary friend kind of manifest, right?
Yeah.
Like you can see him and everybody can see him. and he's one of those big personalities, and he's so visually arresting that when he walks into a room, everybody takes notice. And if you know who he is, great, and then if you don't know who he is, just as well, because it's like, wow, who is that, and what's his story?
It definitely turned some heads.
Yeah, it's very cool. But I mean, it lends itself well to what he's done as a profession, as a performer, as a personality, and now as a tattoo artist. Joe, Enigma does have a tattoo shop in Sidney, Nebraska.
Oh man, I gotta stop by and get some work done.
It's only 3 hours away. So is for everybody that's out there, we'll do a little plug for the tattoo shop. Go to Tattooiji, tattooiji.com, and it's basically tattoo and Ouija, the Ouija board. That's in Sydney, Nebraska, with his partner Josh and I think Bella. Enigma is quite a brilliant tattoo artist in his own right. He's been sending me some photos. When I first met him, I think it was like 2010 or so. I think all he could really paint was a puzzle piece.
And was he doing his own?
Yeah, from time to time, but he would do them on other people. And then he's since grown. I think he's surpassed me as an artist. So he's doing these, fantastic displays and portraits and using other people's, torsos and arms as his canvas, and they are spectacular.
No, man, that's so cool. I'm like proud of him.
Yeah. He's our baby boy's growing up. So yeah, definitely recommend, booking a session with him. I said we were going to geek out, and before we went live, we were talking about, Joe, you just finished up watching Breaking Bad
for the first time.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, as a first time watcher, what did you think overall?
Oh man, never have I been so stressed and frustrated.
Wow.
And also relieved when like an episode ends and I'm like, oh, I need a break. Yeah. But also I'm like, but I gotta know what happens next. I was telling you earlier, I don't know how folks watched that weekly when it was coming out, because
right.
Sometimes they just end. And being able to press next, I think, keeps me from like running around in the streets. What happened? Throwing pizzas on roofs.
Yeah. Did you ever? It's like you ever go to the public pool or something? It's like, oh, there's somebody's stuffed animal. I'm going home. Nope, not doing this.
Have you ever done the Albuquerque Comic-Con?
No, I haven't. I've got friends around that area. I think like Andy Kuhn.
Andy, love Andy.
Yeah, Andy's amazing. So I think he's done that quite a bit. I mean, I think the first event I've done since the pandemic and everything was the first year of Colorado Festival of Horror.
It was a great show.
And
first one back after COVID, yeah, man.
Yeah. But I've never had the opportunity to do Albuquerque. How about you?
So since I grew up in El Paso, Albuquerque was like right there, but also because they filmed Breaking Bad there, it's like huge. Breaking Bad's huge over there. They have like the RV out there, and like you can buy your blue crystal meth candy.
What a great example. Oh, geez.
But it's a fun show.
Yeah. So good. I was telling you, I think that's my favorite television series of all time.
Ooh.
It's kind of a big choice. Words anyway, choice words to announce, but it's it's just something that keeps me wrapped, and I can keep going back to it and keep rewatching it and discover new things, or it makes me feel something different that I don't recall, it making me feel. But
I've heard people talk about going back to it, and I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
That might be something I'd be into too.
Yeah. Well, you said you just watched Sopranos too, I think.
Yeah, I just finished Sopranos for the very first time.
Yeah. How was that? What how was that for you?
I enjoyed it. It's definitely like I think a lot of people make comparisons between those two shows.
Oh, sure, I could see that. Yeah.
And yeah, I could totally see it too. They're definitely like Sopranos seems like the proto Breaking Bad. Like
Okay.
Breaking Bad took the lessons that Sopranos taught us all, and then they were like,
Right.
"Let's do it in the desert." I was like,
Right. Yeah. Sopranos for HBO was that show that I think was the response to reality TV. It's like, listen, if we want people to really tune in, we really got to put the production value and the stories and the writing, and really utilize this platform to as full of an extent as we can go. And I think you're right. I think like Vince Gilligan and those guys at Breaking Bad just saw it's like, hey, see what Sopranos has been doing. We can take that to the next level and make it more cinematic. And really focus on that the character arc. As opposed to like having that character that's so so on mode for so many TV shows where the character it's always at a standstill. They don't grow, they don't do they deal with the episode, and then the character arc is only within that episode. So that I think that was incredibly interesting and worthwhile. For everybody that's tuning in right now, we haven't heard from you for a few minutes, so feel free to hit us back.
Yeah, say hi.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to be going for it looks like another 49 minutes or so, and man, that sketch is looking amazing. You and I were talking about like Boba Fett before we went live too, and talking about how much we enjoyed that. And that's one of those series that, like, as far as talking about like Sopranos and Breaking Bad and how character driven and well written and executed they are, Boba's kind of the opposite of that, but we don't care.
Nope, don't care at all. I'll stare at that screen, dude.
Yeah. That series, brought me so much joy, at all the eye candy and everything that it had, and it just built on that Mandalorian world. So
loved it. I think if I had been watching it by myself, it would have taken way long to get to the episodes because I'll just pause it and stare at stuff. Freaking love it, man! Like all the greeblies on stuff. Like I want my house to look like that. Just goofy stuff all over the walls. Or what does this do? Oh, I don't know, something.
Yeah. That stuff is so much fun. There's the potential of such a rich supporting cast as well.
Oh yeah, so many good characters to explore.
Yeah. As much, and I mentioned this off camera. As much as I love the two Mandalorian episodes in there, it kind of did deter from kind of fleshing out some of those show regular characters. And
I'm not gonna lie, I would watch the heck out of a Black Chrysanthemum show.
Me too,
dude. I want to see what that dude's up to. I want to see what he's doing. I
have a feeling he has a very tragic backstory. Like, he is just a brutal guy and a nasty person. It's like, what put him there? Because if I remember right, in like Wookiee culture, because he uses his claws too, and in Wookiee culture, that is not looked on fondly.
Really?
Yeah, you never saw Chewbacca like claw somebody.
Right.
You see him swat him or punch him or rip an R off. But you never saw him use his claws, and that's one thing that was really distinct, I thought, between him and Chewbacca.
Oh, that's interesting.
You could see his hands, and he used his hands, and he used the claws, but he also, I mean, he had the
electric knuckles.
Yeah, the electric knuckles.
Dude, it's so cool.
Those are cool. Those are very cool.
I hope he's not mad because he didn't get like what he asked for on Life Day or something. That's just his whole story.
Right. Was that featured in the Star Trek holiday special? Is that right?
Have you sat through that whole thing?
I still can't get through it. It's
if you can make it through the first 20 minutes, that's just all in Wookiee growls and groans with no subtitles.
No, there's none. There's no subtitles. It's just,
oh, it's so funny, man.
It's kind of abstract. It's oh man, yeah. I think like, so for instance, like James Gunn, who just came off of Peacemaker, he's filming the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and he's doing the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, like one of the big inspirations was the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my god, but I think that's the beauty of somebody like that type of talent that can look into those little nuggets and see, the hidden gems inside,
Totally.
And a guy like him, he came from, the B genre, kind of, filmmaking.
The Trauma Studios and everything.
Yeah, because he wrote and I think produced Romeo and Juliet, which was, a fantastic, film. I remember I was in art school when that came out, and that was a lot of fun. I tend to be a bigger fan of like Lloyd Kaufman's Terra Firma, and
oh man, I saw Terra Firma on cable like at 11 o'clock at night, and I felt like I had committed some kind of crime. I was like, if anyone knows I saw this movie, I'm in such big trouble.
or like their Poultrygeist. I had friends that worked on that production.
Oh, no way, how fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's like, oh man, I love musicals. And that's definitely one that's right up my alley. I love it. But kind of, growing up, and especially, kind of getting back to the book, it being like so kid friendly, like some of the kid films that I grew up on, like would leave just these amazing, wonderful nightmares, right?
Oh yeah.
So
before the PG-13 rating.
Oh yeah. So that was before Gremlins.
And Gremlins is scary, man.
Spooky. It's very graphic too, because you get all these nasty things happening to Gremlins, and then the dark story with Phoebe Cates' dad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's why I hate Christmas. They're all fair.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. Jeez, yeah, that's pretty brutal. Oh, jeez, yeah, but Gremlins is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite, horror action comedies, and it's also one of my favorite Christmas movies too.
Oh, totally! I watch it every Christmas.
Yeah, and then you get like comedy horrors like Ghostbusters, and horror comedies like American Werewolf in London.
Did you watch Psycho Goreman?
Yes, I love that. That was so good. It's so ridiculous. And I love it.
Also, I would show that to kids.
Yeah. Well,
Kids.
Yeah, they'll have to be like with my nieces and nephews. Definitely not now. I'll have to get their parents' permission. But maybe in later when in their teenage years or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I fell in love with like trauma films. Was my dad I showed me or like Toxic Avenger was on.
Yeah.
The edited for TV version of that. And I was
Oh yeah.
what is this? This is so weird. So cool. Oh, you got somebody commented on here. Is Yoslin, I think. I'm probably butchering the name, so I apologize. Hey, Joe, saw you were streaming and figured I say hey.
Oh, hey.
So happy to see you that your art is continuing to delight others. I still have a drawing of yours. I enjoy myself. Have a great night.
Oh, thanks so much. We used to work together. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi.
Nice. Family friend or?
Oh, we used to work together. We were coworkers.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
fun.
Yeah. Remember, guys, we've got a Kickstarter out there. The links are in the comment section. So we appreciate your support. By doing so, by supporting that, you essentially become a producer. We will.
That's a good way to put it.
In the comic, we will make sure we have a credits page as well, and your name will forever go down as one of our main supporters. So
yeah, brother.
That's right. I'll let you do the wrestling voices. I'm doing that just because my voice is getting a little chafed, kind of chapped, maybe.
Oh man, I went to one of those wrestling shows over at over down here. Where's it at? The Oriental, I think.
Oh, at the O? I think they're rebranding, calling it the O now.
That's good. That's better. Yeah, I went to one of those wrestling shows and had a blast.
Yeah, Lucha Libre and Laughs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, those are so fun. We used to film those with Gerard.
Oh, no way. Oh, yeah, I saw Gerard there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Gerard's actually pretty big in the local wrestling scene. I think for a short time, maybe in college, he was a wrestler for a brief stint, and then.
Oh, really? How fun!
And then
talking about that.
Yeah, and then I think he quickly moved on to be like an announcer. I don't know if you ever heard him announce anything. He has an amazing set of lungs, and
really,
just wonderful stage presence. Yeah, he's super talented, and obviously he's a talented artist, and he's
just a talented dude all around.
Oh yeah. He's just absolutely amazing at everything he does. He's a little papa now. He's got 2 cute little girls, and I think that they enjoy art and stuff too. His wife's an artist as well and a graphic designer and an amazing mother. But So God, look at that Enigma piece. So can you explain what the background is?
Oh, just like I'm thinking like the inside of a tent of the inside before the show behind the curtain. That's what he does.
Nice. So just for everybody that's tuned in, just wanted to reiterate that this piece, we can make this a private pledge for anybody who wants to buy it. How much, Joe, should we sell this for, or should we take best offer? I can't remember how much is because remember everybody, Joe has his own tier where you can get custom illustration from him. What is that? Is that 45, 50? I can look it up.
I forgot. I'm getting them mixed up now.
Yeah.
If you got it, pull it up.
Yeah, let me look it up, everybody. I had to close out. We were having some internet issues, so I had to close out of that window real quick. So let me see if I can, take a look. See here. You'd think I'd have this. Well, good Lord.
The technical difficulties always.
Yeah. Come on, guy. We're interesting. Yeah, it's on here somewhere. Goodness.
Gonna find out that it's $1 million.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Wow. It's not popping up. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Let's see here. So, scroll. Ah, wow. Okay. This is quite the deal, people. So pledge $40 or more, and you get an original Joe Blablazo pencil sketch.
Ooh.
So, and then for the mask alone, it's $75, and then the mask and the comic, that's $85. Feel free to hit us back and say, hey, there's a couple tiers that you might be missing or you want to see. Let us know. We're open to that. Now, once we hit our goal, everything after that, we're going to be donating a percentage of that off to an anti-bullying campaign. We're still working out the minutia on that, trying to figure out which one we want to go with. There's a wonderful one called Friend in Boulder, Colorado, that does a lot with that. And then so we're working on that. We're also very much open to like working with libraries, getting copies of this into libraries and helping with literacy programs that way. If anybody is out there that wants to hit us up, has any suggestions or anything, schools, we'd love to get some copies into schools and help with reading programs in that respects. Incidentally too, there was a couple times where Enigma would tour around to elementary schools and high schools and talk about bullying and his experiences being on the receiving end of that and how he dealt with that as well. So that might be something that he'd be up for doing down the road maybe, or hopefully shortly after the book comes out. We'll see. But yeah, we like to keep the conversation going. Not just between Joe and I, but with everybody out there as well.
Yeah.
In the really real world.
Love hearing from folks.
Yeah. Joe, that's looking absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Yeah. So where's the tattoos?
Here we go. That's what I'm about to.
Is that where you're about to start?
Yeah, I gotta pull up my picture of the Enigma real quick. So
yeah,
there's some signature pieces.
Do we need to play Eye of the Tiger?
Only like the 35-minute version.
Oh yeah, right. We'll just keep it on a loop, right? You're not gonna go nuts on that. You can play it in your earphones, because if we play it live on here, we'll get taken down because of copyright.
Oh man, I didn't know Survivor would jump on us that quick.
Right. It's been a little bit, but I wanted to share some of Joe's art from the book as well. Some of the interior pages. I think this is like page 2 this is page 3. I think 3 or 4. Joe's got an amazing style. You change your style. You kind of simplified things to, I think, be a little bit more readable for kids. Was that something that was conscious?
Yeah, because when we were talking about it, you said you wanted to have like big, bright colors and everything, and I feel like a lot of the way that I draw sometimes is very dark, and so not a lot of. Don't get to showcase the colors as much. So this style is a little bit stripped down, a little simplified, but for the purpose of getting some great color in there, really letting the color be part of the storytelling process as well.
Nice. Yeah. Here's some of the concept sketches with Enigma.
Oh yeah, that's after our first talk, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was I think your first go back in the day. There's one of them of him playing playing with balloons or something. Yeah, that's such cool stuff. And then for those just tuning in right now, here's the the cover of the art. Still working on the logo and everything. It's definitely a work in progress. A lot of times on like Kickstarter and crowdfunding, you see a lot of finished work, which is great. I just want to make sure that we can pay everybody that's involved in the production aspect. So we did a few of the sample pages and everything, and the art, and yeah, now we're in a position where we can just keep going and finish the book. Yeah, I think one of the things I'd love to do, and we'll chat with Joe on this as well, is hopefully turn it into a comic book series
Oh, that'd be fun.
and keep going and see where all his the Enigma's misadventures go. Well, yeah, Joe, if we were able to do that, what direction would you like to see the book go in?
Oh man, I just want to meet more of these Enigma adjacent characters.
Okay.
I want to meet the people Enigma calls friends and the people that Enigma looks up to and hangs out with. I want to meet the whole squad.
Okay. Well, eventually one portion of that is going to be these guys.
Yeah, already doing it.
Yeah. So there's that, and then it'll be interesting to see what other things we can create with them. I kind of envision like this to be like kind of the Scooby Doo of this universe, where him and some of his circus cohorts, go out and maybe occasionally Stanley Kaiju goes out and they go and solve a mystery or something.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Or go thwart some cranky old man who likes to project apparitions and spook off the town or something. Only to find out that it's really haunted this whole time and nothing to do with him. So I don't know, some weird thing like that, but yeah, something like that would be pretty fun.
So we'll do it.
Timmy just chimed in. Wild looking art. So cool.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Timmy.
Thanks, Timmy.
But yeah, it's shoot. What else are you looking forward to in terms of art? You've got some other projects going on. We talked earlier at the opening of this. You're doing artwork for our Colorado Festival of Horror, which
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. You've got you're doing some design for your friends, brewery. Now, what was that one called again?
Woodland Empire in Boise, Idaho.
Woodland Empire, nice. And yeah,
doing beer cans for them. Did some T-shirts for them too.
Cool.
And then just experimenting wherever I can. I was telling you earlier, I got my hands on some plastic material that I'm excited to see what I can do with. Just kind of messing around, trying stuff, see what looks cool, what doesn't, and spending as little money as possible.
Right. No, I totally get it. You still got the day job. So do I. And this is the night job, right?
Yeah, this is like night court.
Yeah, it's night court. Oh god, that was a pretty fun. I remember right. That was a pretty fun TV series back in the '80s. Shoot, yeah, I'm trying to think. God, was it John Larroquette I think, was in it. He was one of
I
the.
couldn't remember anyone's names.
He was like a defense attorney in that or something, or prosecuting attorney in that. But yeah, that was a pretty ridiculous sitcom. Yeah, Hugo just chimed in. Nice work, gents. Thanks, Hugo.
Thank you.
Thanks for contributing, sir. We greatly appreciate it.
Super appreciate it.
Thanks for all the support. Yeah, he's got a new book that just came out, Milagro, like I mentioned, and I can't wait to read that. So hopefully he's still got a copy for me somewhere. But it's a really popular book. People are taking to it. I'm super excited, for all the love and support he's getting on that. And he chimed back in. Hell yeah! Look forward to it. So.
Ooh, oh yeah, we've met a bunch.
Oh yeah. We're he pledged, so he's getting a copy.
Woohoo!
So, man, that's looking pretty sharp there, buddy.
All right, I'm glad.
Yeah. So, you're still penciling all that in, and
trying to get these
the
grid,
all those tattoo lines. Oh man, he's quite puzzling, isn't it? Oh man, yeah. Wah, wah.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Hugo says, "I got you, Daniel." So maybe I'll be seeing that pretty soon, or in the next printing. Like I said, he's got a pretty popular book, so that's super happy for those guys. Yeah, man, this thing's kind of rocking along. The sketch is really awesome. I love watching how other artists work and seeing what they're doing in their own element. And I know this is a little out of the element because we've got a camera on you. I'm talking to you. I'm that weird voice.
It's nice. It feels like I'm hanging out.
That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of like the like drink and draw type thing. And
yeah.
I don't know if you have you done much of those?
I did. I was doing them for a while. Oh, when was it? Like around like 2016, 2017, I was doing them, and then I kind of moved to a different spot of town, so wasn't doing them for a while. And then I was about to get into them again, and then COVID happened. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to them whatever form they take next.
Yeah, I wish I said I did more of those, but it was like very sporadic for me. Elise and I are way out here on like 470 and Smoky Hill Road, just on the edge of Parker and Aurora. So it gets a little tough to get anywhere. But I guess I am kind of a hermit. We're doing creative stuff, but it's always kind of not out in public as much. Too bad it's too late for coffee and draw. Yeah, it's like he's drawing and I'm doing all the coffee for him. But coffee and drawing is always that's my go-to. That certainly is. Coffee and anything kind of enriches whatever you're doing, I think. Oh man. Yeah, I got that nice scraggly voice. Pretty soon, by the end of this, I will be sounding a little bit more like Tom Waits, which is, I think, my lifelong goal.
Everyone's goal.
Shouldn't it be?
You should have a podcast that's just your voice slowly turning to Tom Waits, and then after like 10 years, you listen to the first episode and the last episode. You're purposely drinking like apple cider vinegar and like just anything to make your voice.
I'll be walking around. Yeah, I'll be walking around. I'm big in Japan. Man, woo! I'm big. I can't hit those high marks like he can do it, but
whatever you can do to make your voice sound like a chainsaw.
Yeah, pretty much. Chainsaw. It's soothing. Yeah.
There you go.
It's the voice of soothing. Yeah. Hugo posted, "You're a rare beast, my friend." Yeah, I suppose. uh, uh, yeah, boy, he's listening to us in real time.
Cool.
Yeah. So can I bang on the trash can? Why, yes, Hugo, you can please.
Of course.
I don't have the rhythm to do even bang on a trash can, let alone kick one down the street. So, yeah. Oh man. I think I'm getting a little loopy on this thing.
Woo!
I know.
Some good coffee.
I think it's just talking for almost 2 hours.
It'll get you.
And I'm starting to be like, "Whoa, what are we talking about?" I don't know. I don't know. But let's bring it right back. So, of course, we've for everybody that's watching, we've got the Kickstarter. I'll post it again here in a minute in the comment section for Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, it's in support of the Adventures of the Enigma.
Woo!
Fantastic kids comic that Joe and myself and the real life Enigma are working on, and we hope to have that going back in production pretty soon. As some of you have probably seen, here's one of the interior pages that Joe provided, and it's absolutely spectacular. I think there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of opportunity to get like new young readers, involved in literacy and just delving into a brand new world around the circus, something that is kind of dying out, and it's pretty interesting to see some of these characters kind of reinvigorate it in new and in interesting ways in the comics, anyway, in what we're doing and stuff like that. But this first issue definitely addresses some of the things that are near and dear to us, with talking about bullying and how that makes people feel, and how to address it without necessarily resorting to violence.
Right.
And still making it a fun, weird comic that parents will be fine letting their kids read and enjoy and stuff, and kind of introduce them to a new world, a world that a real life Enigma kind of has a foot in,
Yeah.
and then superhero Enigma in the comics, it's that weird conduit of sorts, to see somebody in real life be like this superhero character in the comics. And when I say like a superhero character, he certainly is super. He doesn't wear a cape. He doesn't have any powers. He can't really do much except for sideshow stuff. The working man acts, swallow swords and juggle and things like that. But somehow it gets him through the day, and he's able to thwart his adversaries using those. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hugo came back. Love that shade of blue and the stylistic line work for the kids. Yeah. Joe is, just a masterclass when it comes to illustration. I mean, look at him. He's 2 hours and he's almost got this thing inked. It's Joe, you got 15 minutes.
Oh
no! You are inking the tattoo lines. Yeah. The Enigma is just a walking, talking giant puzzle of blue. So and the nice thing is he's much more believable than those blue avatar characters in the our friend Jordu makes him look great, but he didn't have anything to do with the script. I think if he did, it would have been a better movie. Sorry, I said it. just wasn't.
You can support your pals.
Just not a fan of the movie. That's the terrible thing is when these things run long, I say, the things that I'm sure some of my friends will be like, oh yeah, how dare you not like that thing? I'm sorry,
I guess as long as James Cameron's not listening.
Yeah, well, he made his money. Everybody involved in that made their money and stuff. And I just wish, if he'd spent half as long on the script and developing the story, the technology to do the 3D gimmick thing, and then the CG stuff, I think it would have been a better movie for it. But it is what it is, and I guess I'm not really looking forward to the sequels.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I don't even really remember what the OGs were about.
Right. I don't remember much about the movie itself. Other than, I guess a good comparison is, Dances with Wolves.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember.
Yeah, that's kind of a classic archetype. There's a number of films that are like that. Oh, Hugo, we might as well have you in the room. Yeah, Dances with Wolves in Space with Roger Dean Floating Islands. Okay. Yeah, I think he has a better grasp of it than we do. And he's able to convey it better just by typing. So
he's killing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, yeah, it's anyway, it's a thing. I think it's culturally, I think it's long left the zeitgeist. It's no longer really part of the cultural lexicon. You see the occasional individual at like a Comic-Con. For me, it's been since 2019, but you might see him like cosplay as a blue Na'vi character, and maybe you just see one or two at a whole event, surrounded by dozens of Deadpools, right? or a lot of Harley Quinns too.
Probably a lot of vigilantes will take over for a while, is my guess.
Yeah,
a character vigilante, not actual vigilante.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing that, going forward, right? When we're back doing more in-person events, larger big boxed events, you'll see the peacemakers and the vigilantes and like the James Gunn, the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, right? With the maybe the nice red dress or like fully clothed instead of the
booty shorts,
skimpy, yeah, something a little bit more cheesecake, I suppose. But that's how you celebrate that, that thing that you're into. Cool, man. That's super awesome. That's something. That's the beauty of like comic books and media and stuff. These are the things that we can connect with other people and share those stories and share that thing that you love and connect with them and find new friends and bridge cultures.
Yeah,
it's
so fun to have like pals to share that stuff with, like the stuff that makes you happy.
Yeah, most definitely. And with our book too, I mean, a lot of that is happening, bridging those cultures, finding that common ground, and resolving things that way. And then busting up some waspy, henchmen.
You gotta.
Creature person, weirdos that love to cause trouble. Yeah, they're the Vladimir Putins that do need to be addressed in a different way. So, but anyway, yeah. Dude, that's looking really stellar. I don't want to break up your momentum. You just keep focusing. The artwork is looking spectacular, and you are a handsome young man too.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. What's your girlfriend doing right now? She's just downstairs catching up on Better Call Saul?
Probably hanging out with our cute little kitty cat.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. How old is the kitty cat?
3 years old.
Oh, okay. All right, nice.
It's an all black kitty, and there's another cat in our neighborhood that's like an outside cat. Our cat's an inside cat. He thinks he's tough. He's not.
Yeah.
There's another all black outside cat that will come straight up to our door and just stare at our cat. It looks like a mirror at first, and then he'll turn around and meow at us like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna let you out."
Yeah, yeah. That's wild. That's
One time that cat came by, it was like 2 in the morning. I don't know. I was up for some reason, and I was sitting down, and then my cat freaked out, jumped off the couch, ran to the back door, and started like meowing super loud. And so freaked me out. I got up. I was like, "What's going on in the back?" And then I open it up, and it's just that other cat rubbing his cheeks all over the the chair back there. I'm like, "Oh, he's stinky." He got me all scared.
jeez. Thinking it was your own, right?
Or I don't know. I thought maybe there's a burglar or something, or I don't know. It was just like, who's in my backyard?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That can be a little bit freaky. Yeah, cats are pretty fun. I'm highly allergic to them, so that's why I don't have any furry pets.
Secret. I'm also allergic to cats, but I still have one.
Oh, wow. What do you do to deal with like the all the is it cat dander or that you're
Yeah, I don't know if it's anything specific I did, or I just I just I've just gotten used to the allergies. Maybe my voice doesn't even sound like this. This is just nasal drip
oh
for eternity. I don't know.
you're right right
could be the thing. Either I adapted, or I'm just always in halfway to an anaphylaxis.
Ooh, yeah yeah growing up I used to have well my mom got me a half Siamese black cat. And
Ooh.
yeah, it was really sweet. I think what was her name? Poppy was her name. Poppy seeds. And she very sweet and everything. Still allergic to her. I'd still have breakouts and skin irritation and congestion
Ugh,
and stuff. And but
you got it real bad.
yeah, and it's my biggest thing is like food allergies. Nuts,
Ooh, yeah.
chocolate.
You have a peanut allergy?
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
it's not too bad. It's mostly like digestive at this point. So basically, as soon as I eat something I shouldn't have, it's like, okay, we're gonna expel this. So it's gonna go one of two ways. It's either gonna go north or it's gonna go south. Yeah. Hugo jumped in. We have two cats. This dude cat shows up every night mewling, begging for a piece of sweet, sweet girls. And, yeah. Joe, what's your cat's name?
Pickles.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. He's a freaking cutie. He's
Oh,
got that real saggy primordial pouch, so when he runs away, it like swaggles to the side everywhere. He looks kind of like he just made a point and is walking away all
right.
proud of himself, but it's really just that squishy, saggy gut. When I get home, I just rub his belly real good.
Nice. Kenley, just
Hey, there she is.
watching. Yeah, is Kenley's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kenley. How
Hi,
are you?
Lily.
I want to say I met her once. Did I meet her at Colorado Festival of Horror?
Yeah, she was behind the table with me most of the time.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's the best.
Nice. That's awesome. How long have you guys been dating?
I was 5 years at Christmas.
Oh, fantastic. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah.
Look at that. Like, just God, all those lines. You know me. I'm OCD for line work.
You're a lying dude.
I am a line dude. Man, look at all that great texture and detail. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah. So again, to anybody who's out there, if you want this piece, I guess at this point, I mean, we're almost out of time. Come back to us with a best bid. We'll set it up as a little private reward. Hopefully, we can still do that with Kickstarter, or just go ahead and message me, and we can always apply it to the Kickstarter and stuff. But Joe is nice enough to be doing $40 pencil sketches, and that is an incentive on the Kickstarter. I think we've got a couple of them already filled out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So make sure look that up. We also have the Enigma Mask that's going to be available. So this is a collector's item. I think that's a $75 pledge mark on there. And then with the comic book, it's $85. So that's on there. Most of what we're focusing on is the comic book. Okay, so it's we don't have stickers or all these little goodie bag extras. I know some people really enjoy those. I've seen it be kind of a mixed bag where a lot of that stuff just gets thrown away. So I'm really trying to focus on the comic book and stuff. But if there's an incentive or a pledge or a tier that we might be missing or that you want to see, hey, we'll set it up. If you're a comic book store and want to retail some of the books or do wholesale or something, hey, hit us up. We'll set that up for you.
Yeah.
We're also wanting to work with libraries and school libraries and stuff, and get some of the books into those places. And there's a whole board of that you have to go through and work with to make that happen. Not every school or library is the same. Sometimes you have to go through a national board in some of the public libraries. But yeah, if there's any kind of reading program, after school reading program, love to work with you. We'll send you copies if you want to. Yeah, we're always game for spreading good literacy, sending out good reading materials and connecting with a new audience. And really, that's the way to make so much of this creative language and creative culture really, thrive and enrich people's lives. Because let's be fair, what do you live for? Well, culture is the thing that you live for. Yeah, you live for the loved ones, but what do you connect over?
And you get to share that with other people that you probably wouldn't have met in normal channels. That's so cool.
Right. It's super cool. I mean, the other thing you can connect over is your cat.
Yeah. Oh. Once you see that saggy pouch, man.
That saggy pouch.
Cannot resist.
Yeah, that's
cuteness. Right. There's a cat. There he is.
Oh man, Joe, we're just about out of time. You hold up and show. Oh man, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Hold it up a little bit longer there. I'm going to switch over. There you are. I'm going to hide this banner. There we go. So you can see, look at that detail. You're not done. You still got to work on that.
I'm still working. Yep.
All right. And of course, Enigma, if everybody knows Enigma, he used to be on X-Files. He's a good friend of ours. And he literally is covered head to toe blue puzzle pieces and just gritted out like that. So absolutely amazing. Yeah, fantastic work.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture when it's done, and then you can post it on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Let me know when it's posted. I've got a link of this that went out live on the Kickstarter. I think it was in the post-it section or the comic section. And yeah, yeah. Thanks, Hugo.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah. And then this is all over Facebook and YouTube. And yeah, it's yeah, feel free to share the video. Please, everybody that's out there, if you wouldn't mind, please share the Kickstarter link. We would greatly appreciate it. There's so many ways to help and help produce fantastic art and fantastic storytelling. And yeah, just we're definitely very much interested in literacy programs and of course anti-bullying programs as well. That's a big problem. That is a big problem, and it exists in so many different forms these days. We have some friends in the Ukraine that are dealing with one big bully right now.
Big old doucher.
Yeah, most definitely. So, but I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Joe, I want to say, thank you, my friend, for being so generous with your time and your talent. And you have tons of Enigma pages that you also get to.
I'm a busy boy.
You are a busy boy. And Joe, where can other people go to find your other artwork?
So another byproduct of COVID was I had to take down my website. It got pretty expensive, so I'm in the middle of rebooting that. But in the meantime, everything I do and I'm working on, you can keep up with on Instagram. I'm at Joe Blablazo on Instagram, Joe Blablazo on Facebook. Yeah, you can keep up with me there. I'm posting there.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on and chatting with me, and of course, drawing. I mean, this is amazing. Again, hit us up. You can hit me up. I'll post my email for anything regarding the Kickstarter. This piece of art too. We can make that available as a tier. Yeah, pretty much at this point, best offer. Like I said, Joe has a tier where he's doing $40 pencil sketches. So yeah, let's see about getting some more of those. But yeah, to everybody out there, thanks so much for all your help and support, and everything as well. And to a good night to you, and hopefully everything is good and kind in your world. And Joe, thanks for your kindness and generosity here. And we
Anytime, man. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, most definitely. And remember, we love you guys. Stay in touch. Let us know, what you think, what we can do to improve, and yeah.
Back that Kickstarter.
Yes, and make sure to visit the Kickstarter. It's in the comments section. It's streaming down below. Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. We love you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Joe, stick around for a minute, but take care, everybody.